how can we trust Jeff Nippard to have ethics? He hasn't demonstrated that as of late. And so are we just gonna put our total faith into Jeff? Are you automatically ready right now to trust that Jeff Nippard would never do that?
5-6 in the stew, back with my newest album, making a comeback. 5 years in the making, you wanted it?
Jeff Nippard.
The remix. Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, science-based lifter, dropout dentista, comment deleter. Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, wanna be a doctor, but just an imposter. Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, study site misleader, program switcher, data glitcher, won't take your picture. Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, spreadsheet believer, Solomon's former client is a 5-4 circle jerker, circle jerker, circle jerker. Circle jerker. Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard, Jeff Nippard,
Jeff Nippard.
A circle jerker, circle jerker, circle jerker. Jeff Nippard. 5-6 out. Buy my friggin' cookbook.
By around week 3, I noticed something surprising. Not only was I not losing size, I actually looked harder and fuller.
Now, I don't want to have to be the one to point this out, but during this final 100 days, or in particular the final 70 days, how do we know that Jeff was not on Turk Builder Max or Turk Platinum? How do we know he didn't change any of his supplements? How do we know he didn't take steroids, SARMs, Anavar, Osterine? Did he post his blood work? How can we just take Jeff for his word? Perhaps we could years ago. We thought there's no way that Jeff would go against the science, that he would do anything undermining of science. This is the same Jeff Nippard, quick step on, Jeff Nippard, that asked Solomon Nelson to not tell anyone what he'd stated. The same person that said horrific things to myself in person, of which I'm not going to share. The same person that was so quick to back Mike Isertel and come after Solomon and not even give an apology when he was proven to be wrong.
Solomon's former client is a 5-4 circle jerker, circle jerker, circle jerker, circle jerker.
What did he do instead? Delete the comments. And so essentially to deny. How do we know the lengths that Jeff will go to in order to hide or disguise the truth?
Comment deleter.
We know he technically isn't actually a science-based lifter. He doesn't have a PhD. He dropped out of dentistry school.
Dropout dentista, comment deleter, wanna be a doctor, but just an imposter.
And so how can we trust Jeff Nippard to have ethics? He hasn't demonstrated that as of late. And so are we just gonna put our total faith into Jeff? Maybe he repeated the DEXA scan 5 different times, took the worst results at the start, and for the finale, did the DEXA scan 5 separate times and took the best results. You know how much difference that can make? Are you automatically ready right now to trust that Jeff Nippard would never do that? That he's a man of culture and would never stoop to that low?
Most importantly to me, despite steadily losing weight, I was keeping my strength up on all my lifts.
I mean, I don't know about the catabolic twig. I feel he would just say, Jeff Nippard's also a fake natty. I mean, how do we know that he's natural? Every time we see somebody that's getting stronger while being in a calorie deficit, building muscle, losing fat at the same time, many people say, oh, well, they're fake natty. How do we know Jeff is natural? We know previously when he did his blood work that he was natural, but is it possible that he just didn't post his own blood work? How are we to trust Jeff Nippard?
Study site misleader, program switcher, data glitcher, won't take your picture, spreadsheet believer.
The research does show, for the most part, that on average, higher volume training does lead to more muscle growth. However, I do think on a cut, a low volume program can make more sense.
And so Jeff reads the science says higher volume is better, and then Jeff says, however. And so because it's Jeff, he gets to say whatever he wants.
I started to feel like all that extra volume that I used to do was depleting me more than I realized. I actually think it was holding me back in some ways, because training is supposed to be fun.
Jeff enjoys his training more now, and so when you enjoy your training, is it possible that you train harder? We've witnessed Jeff train like a kitty cat, I'll call it, in the past. And so is it possible that Jeff simply started to train harder? I need to put on muscle in the next 100 days because I need to make $1 million selling my training programs. And so is it possible that he simply trained harder with the goal of proving to the world that a non-science-based program can work better than his previous science-based programs? Is that at all possible?
I'm also more locked in than ever before. I don't know if it's some of my ADHD tendencies, but during almost every single high volume workout I used to do, my focus would always start to taper off near the middle.
Let's say that this training program had not been effective, that it didn't work. Would Jeff have just said, you know what, I'm not going to sell this program? Was the entirety of the training program dependent on if Jeff made progress during this 100-day transformation? Or did Jeff previously do a transformation and then not end up doing it? Didn't get the results that he expected, and so he had to redo it? Perhaps he had previously done this 100-day transformation during that 1-year transformation. Remember the one that he did with his brother? What if he had done it then, and it didn't get the results that he wanted, and so he decided to repeat it? He decided, you know what? I'm not going to do it because I need to sell this program.
You shouldn't base too much of your own training off of one person's experience. That's why I want to take a second look at the science.
A second look at science. And so if the science doesn't point out what you want it to point out, take a second look and find other studies to prove what you want. That's literally what people do. You can say, hey, you know what? I think that people should take very high doses of caffeine. That is what I want. You find all the research and you say, see, this is why my pre-workout is very high in caffeine. The second person says, you know what? I want to have very low caffeine supplements. They look for all the science to say you shouldn't have caffeine. They're going to find a ton of literature to say you shouldn't overdose on caffeine. Not hard to find. And so whatever you're looking for, trust me, you will find it.
This classic study from Bickle and colleagues had subjects run 2 phases back to back. They hit their legs 3 days a week, 27 sets per week just for their quads.
Is it possible that the people doing those 27 sets were training half-assed, training like pussies, doing junk volume? Or that they were just doing too much volume and they were overtraining and so they weren't getting the most amount of gains?
That means they went from 27 sets down to 3. They maintained 100% of their size and strength.
He's saying you get just as many gains from 27 sets as you do from 3. That the results were the same. They never lost any muscle whatsoever. In fact, some people even gained some. Does that make sense? Or could it be that they're just overtraining and so they weren't training optimally to begin with? Because think of it, if you're training optimally, how can you then train more optimally? Optimal is optimal. Right, Optimus Prime?
Si Optimum Prime! Fucking inang yan, Optimum Prime.
Jeff had it wrong all along because science had it wrong all along. Science said you need to do a lot of volume and you can't train hard, when the truth of the matter is you can train harder than last time and do less volume, and that's literally a better way to train.
Just last month was just published. They split everyone doing that low volume program into a failure group and a non-failure group.
How do we know they actually went to failure? All of their body parts, seated cable roll. How do you know someone went to failure on a seated cable roll? And how do you know that they went from 2 reps in reserve? Most people can't even tell themselves how many reps they have left.
So this new study tells us 2 really important things. First, on a low volume program, going to failure seems to work better.
And so is that really shocking information? If you do hardly any sets and you go hard on those sets, you're going to make more gains than if you do hardly any sets but you don't go hard. I mean, this sounds like type of quality research that Mike Israetel would do. You know, bigger and stronger athletes are bigger and stronger. Athletes who are really good at sports are very good at the things that make up that sport.
That's what I make of this 2023 meta-analysis from Robinson and colleagues, which very clearly showed that the closer you train to failure, the more muscle you gain.
And so can you now see I've been vindicated? Of all the variables, which is the most important? Well, Jeff Nippard now says it's training hard. Jeff now agrees with Coach Greg. I mean, if Jeff were to literally get on a bicycle, promote cardio, and start using Turk Builder Max or Turk Platinum, he would literally be me. I mean, at this point, that's all is left, along with the proper tan.
This is what I looked like at the beginning of the challenge. And this is what I look like now, after 100 days of low volume training.
And so why does Jeff have to cheat? Like, literally, look at the photo. He says he's keeping every variable the same lighting, the same time of day, the same DEXA scan, all the same. Different shorts. It gives him extra definition, and it is not fair. This is ridiculous. I mean, all that's left is to have him have pale skin with no pump on the left, tan skin, and an oil on the right. And how do we know Jeff didn't cheat a little bit? Perhaps he did some push-ups before posing in the after.
Throughout this challenge, I got 3 DEXA scans. One done on day 1, another on day 30, and a final check-in on day 100.
Or did he get DEXA scans all the time and just put them together and arbitrarily show you whatever he wanted to sell the most programs? We don't know. I mean, we don't know. Jeff is so quick to conclude that Solomon Nelson is going over the wrong data. Why should we assume that Jeff is showing the correct data himself?
Across 70 days of low-volume training, I actually gained half a pound of lean mass, while losing another 2.3 pounds of fat mass.
I mean, what would all those fake natty accusers of the world think? In the last 70 days of his cut, Jeff used to be over 20% body fat. In the last 70 days, he built more muscle, lost body fat, and got stronger, all while in a calorie deficit. He was adding 4 reps to his PRs. He was stronger than last time. And so why bulk? What's the point of bulking if you can go on a cut and build muscle and lose fat at the same time when you're in your 30s? Should he not have been at his natural genetic limit? Or does this not prove once and for all that he was training wrong all along, that science got it wrong?
Dude, that's 3 reps. 4 reps. More than my previous PR. That's actually nuts.
And so how did I train all these years? I would go in and I would have 1 exercise and I would go for 1 PR. Squat, bench, deadlift. I'm going to do 1 all-out set. Everything else is gravy. And so if it's deadlifts that day, I'm going to warm up. I'm going to get to my set. Perhaps it's 6 plates on each side. I'm going to try to get 20 reps. It's all out. At this point, my workout kind of over. Then I'm just going to do some easier sets. I'm just going to train to failure or close to it. But for that 1 intense set, I'm going to level 4. And so how many people train like that? Or people, do they not show up to the gym and train, get a pump and say, hey, I work really hard?
After 100 days, I matched my bench press strength and I added 15 pounds to my leg extension max. I think that's super solid.
I mean, frankly, it's not just solid, it's sus. He lost 7.5 pounds of body weight as an advanced lifter and got stronger while in a deficit, while losing fat and building muscle at the same time. I didn't see anywhere where he states he's using Turk Builder Max or Turk Platinum. Now, very well, he could be using this in secret. Do you really think Jeff is going to make a video and say, hey, I took Greg's Turk Builder Max for 100 days. Here's what happened?
Try my Turk Max, gonna make him a believer, a believer. A believer.
But I very easily could see Jeff willing to use a supplement such as this. Who knows? Perhaps he used testosterone. Do we know? Did he post his blood work? And so we don't know if he's on enclomiphene, Turk Builder Max, if he doubled his dose of creatine. We have no idea. And how could we trust him?
In the meantime, if you're looking for a low volume, high intensity program like the one that I ran during this challenge, you can get my brand new Min-Max program over at jeffnippard.com, and it's 25% off for launch week.
And instead of buying his book, you can train like Coach Greg. I go to the gym about every 4 days and I train my full body. I train really, really hard. I go from one machine to a next. It saves even more time. And so imagine how much more time you can save if you train at the gym twice a week. You do your full body. After you do chest, you go and do a set of back. After you do a set of back, you do a set of legs. After a set of legs, you do a set of shoulders. You can go from one machine to the next. You don't need to rest very long because while you're resting your legs, you could, for example, be doing your triceps. And while you're resting your biceps, you could be doing your calves. You're doing one set and you're resting another. And so in an hour, you can train everything very, very hard. Now, this is how I train. On top of that, I'm training 7+ hours a week on my bike. I've gained muscle and I'm very, very lean at 8.2% body fat, and I'm 50, and I take Turk Builder Max and the same 140 milligrams of test a week that I've been taking for approximately 5 years. And so, how am I getting stronger as I'm getting older? Is it this? Is it the fact that I'm doing less volume and training harder on those sets? I do believe it's a combination of both. And so if you're interested in Turk Platinum or of course GO2 Max, code Greg 15% off. And remember, if you don't get the gains that you're looking for, even if it doesn't exceed them, money back guarantee and a $20 gift card. Code Greg 15% off. click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you like. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. For coaching plans, click the link and apply right now. And don't forget about the cookbooks, code Greg, 15% off. And until next time, I am out.
Buy my friggin' cookbook. My HELT brand wasn't named after Yuda. After Yuda. Jeff Nippard. Get ready in the house, gonna make him a believer. Jeff Nippard.
Jeff Nippard.
Jeff Nippard. Circle Juka. Circle Juka. Circle Juka. Jeff Nippard. Blue Lobster. 5-6 out. And I'm done.